All right, Ruth Ann, welcome to Talk CDL. Hello, everybody. It's Troy and Ruth Ann again here on Talk CDL. I'm just kind of a little peppy today.
You're like, welcome to Talk CDL. I was going to say, thank you. Thank you.
I am just a little peppy today. Was out hunting, and now I'm back with nothing in the bag. All right, so what do we got today, Ruth Ann? Ruth Ann, it's still January. You know, I got some good news for truck drivers. I'm serious. You want to know what it is?
Sure.
I'm serious.
Tell me.
Spring is coming. No, I'm serious. Check this out. It's a mental thing. You know, even like when I used to drive, right, around December. I mean, don't get me wrong. I always tell people, you know, I drove in snow and ice and rain, blah, 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 right? But I'm not saying I liked it. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you how many storms because remember I used to run a dedicated from Pennsylvania over to Chicago and back, and I ran the snow belt. And if I'm being honest, you know, you just kind of get numb to it. But each time you go out, you're wondering, okay, you know, and then when all of a sudden the ice and snow, people are saying, oh, it's getting slick back there. And you know, you got to get there and you push it. Anyways, so around December, I would be like, all right, the freaking snow's coming, man. Here we go again. More snow, ice, blah, 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 blah. but the opposite. Whenever, like, near the end of January came, which we're, what, the 22nd, something like that right now?
We're the 21st.
Okay, so we only have like a little over a week left in January. And then you have February, and March, of course, sucks sometimes. But it starts, you know, you got only a few more weeks, and it starts getting warmer.
It does. It does. The only thing, I mean, I know we need rain and so forth, but I don't like March through April because it's always rainy, and I'm not a fan of the rain.
Okay, let's reel back in for truckers, though. You know,
it's still
your personal needs and wants on weather. I wasn't really getting at
that has definitely stuff to do with trucking.
Well, this is what I'm getting at for truckers, right?
They don't like rain either.
It's you know, regular rain is better than ice. What I'm getting at, though, is it's a mental thing. When you know you're going into winter, you know, how many times have I said, okay, winter's coming, crappy. And then once you get past the year, you know, the beginning of the year, we're just about to go into February. Technically, if you look at this in about 3 weeks from now, it'll be the second week in February. And you'll be able to mentally go, hey, just a few more weeks and spring will be here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And just a few more weeks than that, it'll be summer.
But I'm just saying, as far as exactly, you know, like at the end of the year, you're going, okay, we got the winter. Well, here we are. We're not that far away from really spring being around the corner. I'm just saying, mentally, in the trucking world, okay, we're not that far off from better weather. Does that make sense? Do I make sense?
Never.
Do I ever make sense?
No. No.
So what do you got for us in trucking today, Ruth Ann? How about we mention a sponsor?
Go ahead.
Okay, drivers, if you are looking for a super duper good job, I mean this sincerely, and you want to be home every day, get a hold of Carter Lumber. I mean, they have like 160 plus locations east of the Mississippi. They hire Class A, Class B. They'll take some students. Like if you're a student, which is hard to find, okay, if you're a student coming out of trucking school and you want to become a home everyday local job, and a non-CDL also, right, with him?
Yes, they do.
Okay. You're looking at me like I said something wrong, did I?
No.
Okay. No. But anyways, check out Carter Lumber, and their address where they want you to go is carterlumber.com/talk CDL. Let them know that Troy and Ruth Ann sent you over there. Ruth Ann, we also have one other trucking company, National Carriers. We've been with them quite a long time. Awesome company. They have the most awesome rigs. They look for regional drivers, Southeast, Southwest. They've got over the road. They've got lease. They've got everything. And if
they got the elite fleet.
Exactly. Check them out at 888-311-7076. That's 888-311-7076 if you're looking for a great job. Last but not least, Ruth Ann, Drivewyze.
Drivewyze.
Drivewyze. That's right. Drivewyze. If you're a small company and you have not taken the next step in technology to let your drivers bypass the scale. If you're an owner-operator, even if you're a big company, I'm told, Ruth Ann, that these guys that are switching from the other competition that have transponders, flipping over to the app-based Drivewyze, they're saving money per truck. I know a company just flipped 50 trucks over to Drivewyze, and he said they save like $9 or $10 per truck. Do the math.
That's good.
It's quite a bit.
It's very good.
Yeah. So anyways, that's Drivewyze, DriveWyze.com. And always tell them, hey, I heard about this on Talk CDL. Ruth Ann, what are we going to start with today? You know what I got? I got a little article I wanted to talk about. May I? May I?
The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. No, seriously. Gosh, I can't even adjust myself here today. You guys should know that I got a little fever today. Ruth Ann, what's my fever? What's my temperature?
99.4.
So I'm up a degree. I'm hot. But I will.
And he's sitting there with a winter jacket on, like a hunting jacket. So
if you guys feel that, I'm going to cough through the podcast and get you, maybe you better go. So anyways, check this out. And it's just a brief mention. I want to talk just for a few minutes on this. Texting and driving. I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it was Tyler. I was in Fort Walton all week. And I was talking to Tyler or somebody. And we were talking about how almost every vehicle you go by, I mean, almost every vehicle, I'm going to say 80%, somebody is looking at their phone, typing in their phone, or checking something out on their phone. Am I wrong or right?
No, you're right. I actually hate it.
And to be honest with you, I've talked to a lot of trucking companies lately, and they are running into so many drivers with what's called a handheld device on their MVR.
Right.
So, guys and gals, I just want you to know a couple things. Number one, besides the danger, if you get a handheld device ticket, you might as well get a DUI ticket with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. It's that, in the last 3 years, I was talking to a driver the other day. He said he got 2 handheld device tickets in the last 3 years, and nobody will give him a chance. And of course, he's fighting them. I mean, listen, if you get 2 handheld devices a year or two apart, that's what they call a pattern. You are pretty much pissing on your CDL. I'm serious. My suggestion is this, and I know there's a lot of drivers. Another driver I was talking to the other day was telling me how he doesn't understand e-logs. He's never been on them. And he's real illiterate, he said, with computers. I'm like, dude, like 2-3-year-old kids are good with computers. Stop making it hard and let somebody teach you. Because, obviously he's probably a guy picking his phone up in the truck because he doesn't know how to do voice command. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what drivers really need to do, if you haven't learned it, go on YouTube. So you can learn just about anything. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you something. You don't even need a doctor to deliver your wife's baby. If you go on YouTube, you can learn how to deliver a baby even. Okay? You don't even need anybody. All you need is YouTube these days.
I don't think anybody wants to deliver there are a few that would say, yeah, I'll deliver a baby.
You might even be able to.
I don't think they would want to.
You might even be able to do some surgeries because they have them on YouTube. I'm serious. Like anything.
Oh, yeah. All you have to do is watch Ace Ventura, and he'll show you how to rip out. He'll show you how to deliver the baby. He'll also show you how to, what is it? On Ace Ventura, he takes the guys, one of their organs out. And
yeah, but it's true, though. If you go on YouTube, and don't watch Ace, but if you go on YouTube, you can learn anything. And I mean, like, you can be a surgeon. And I should put a disclaimer in there. Don't cut into somebody. But no, seriously, being very serious for a second. If you don't know how to do voice command on your phone, and you're taking the chance right now, and you're reaching for your phone, I'm telling you, as one of these days, just out of the blue, there's gonna be a cop watching you and pull you over, and guess what? you're going to go to court and you're going to probably lose on that one. So do yourself a favor. Go on YouTube, Google how to use a handheld device or how to use my cell phone with voice command. If you have an Android, if you have an iPhone, they're all capable. In fact, probably even your cheesy, cheap Walmart phones are all capable now of the voice command right there.
If you have either one, an Android or an iPhone, you either have Alexa or you have Siri. And either one of those will help you make a phone call or at least tell you how to, all you have to do is say, I can't say the name, hey, blah, blah, call so-and-so.
The reason she can't say the name is because our phones will activate.
My phone will activate. Right. So all you have to do is say, hey, Alexa.
Guess what else you can do? You can also say to your phone, hey, read text. And you can also tell your phone to do a text. You could say, hey, phone, of course, whatever command you have to do. And you could say, take a note. And it'll even say, what would you like to say? And then or you can even say, send message to, hey, blah, blah, send a message to Ruth Ann. Okay, what would you like to say? And then you say it, it'll read it back to you, and it says, would you like to send the message? And you say, yes, send. It's that simple. It's not worth picking up your phone. Ruth Ann, what were you going to say?
No, I was actually going to even say that most drivers, they have the is it Blue Parrot? They'll have the headsets. So that will use and link Bluetooth to your phone also, so you could speak to it. But if you don't have the headset, Troy's favorite thing is telling his to dial the number on speaker. So
yeah,
I'll hear that all the time coming from his office while he's working, doing whatever it is he's doing in there. And
well, I'll do it with you. I'll be driving down the road. I'll say, hey, phone, or whatever my phone's name is. And I'll say, dial Ruth Ann on speaker. I mean, it's that simple. Or if my Bluetooth is connected. So the reason I wanted to mention this is because there's an article in CDL Life, actually. Listen to this. Truck driver charged with negligent homicide in the death of 3 university students changing a tire. It's a very short article. And this is why I just wanted to kind of give you guys a reminder. It says, and it doesn't say he was texting and driving. So it could have been a medical issue, but if it was a medical issue, they would have been taking him to the hospital that day. Because I know a lot of drivers are going, well, what if he had a medical issue? Well, there's a good chance he probably didn't. But again, this is all allegedly. He's been charged. It says the semi-truck driver has been charged in connection with a triple fatality, truck versus pedestrian crash that occurred in Louisiana in December. It says truck driver Clyde Gay, 62, he's only 62 with him, was booked into Natchitoches Parish Jail this week on 3 counts of negligent homicide, according to the news. His bond was set at $300,000. The charges stem from a crash that occurred at 7 p.m. on December 6th. In fact, just a month ago. It says on I-49 in Natchitoches. It says the LSP said that a 1999 Jeep Laredo was stalled on the northbound shoulder of I-49. So he's off the road. It says that the 3 vehicle occupants were attempting to change a flat. For some reason still under investigation, it says a northbound 1997 Freightliner, driven by 62-year-old Clyde Gay of Coshata, drifted onto the northbound shoulder, struck the left side of the Jeep, and impacted all 3 pedestrians. It says 19-year-old Tyron Williams of Dallas, 21-year-old Dylan Young of Dallas, and 19-year-old Broderick Moore of Cedar Hill, Texas, all sustained fatal injuries and were pronounced dead at the scene. It says Gay was not hurt in the crash. The 3 men were members of the Human Jukebox Marching Band at Southern University. The news reports that toxicology tests showed that Gay was not under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Now think about this. So let's break this down just for a second, R. If he was having a medical issue, I would guess, and then again, you know how the news never reports everything. If he had a medical issue, you would think that at the scene he would have said, listen, I passed out. I had a heart, maybe he was rushed to the hospital because of a heart attack or a seizure, a diabetic thing. You never know, because that does happen to truck drivers. Unfortunately, truck drivers, are human beings, and you can have a medical issue and run into somebody, and it's really not your fault. But I would think that would have been a mention if there was. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't, but if there wasn't and he wasn't, drinking, then something had to distract him. And I'm afraid for the man, for the truck driver, and hopefully that they don't prove that he was on his phone.
Oh, it is pretty easy to prove you're on your phone nowadays. And I agree. If he was having a medical issue, because it said there he was not injured in the crash. So if they're saying he was not injured in the crash, they would have said he was not injured in the crash, but he was having a medical condition or something to those effects.
Correct.
To show that, it was a medically an action from something that medically happened.
Correct.
So I would say that, like you said, something distracted him enough to where he drifted off and ran into those poor children.
I know there's, I've read many reports over the years doing this, where also somebody dropped something onto the floor.
Yeah.
And they thought they could slide out of their seat.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you're holding onto the steering wheel, and all you need is just one little imbalance thing to happen to you. And you're pulling, and you're actually pulling the steering wheel to the right where you could have drifted off. I don't know. Did he reach for something for just that second? Was he on his... And like you said, it's very easy for them to tell. You can burn your cell phone. You can throw it in the garbage, hide it, whatever you want. All the trucking or all the police are going to do is go to your cell phone provider, and they're going to check if you were on your phone texting.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't find out that way, they'll get a warrant and go to everybody that you care about, your wife, whatever, and they'll get a warrant and pull their cell phone. They will figure out a way to find out if at that second you were texting and driving, or if you were on the phone, surfing. We've seen truck drivers get in big time accidents while they were surfing going down the road. So that's why I wanted to bring this up.
You know what also kind of, I want to say gets me with this right now, is as a professional driver, one of the things that you are just accustomed to doing, I mean, I do it, is you're looking as far ahead as you can possibly to see if there's anything in the way.
Yeah, that's what a trucker's supposed to do.
The fact that he didn't see a car on the side of the road with people around it, enough to where if he drifted, he would have hit him, makes me wonder what he was doing to where he was not even paying attention to that.
I don't know, but it doesn't look good, and he's probably facing a lengthy time in prison. And not to mention, to imagine having that on your head that you killed 3 people, 3 young people. You're 62. He just because he had, and let's say this. If he was texting and driving, yes, that's negligence. But that doesn't mean he's not a guy that cares. You know what I mean? As far as has feelings. And so imagine having to live with killing 3 young people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like thinking about their families and all their good stuff. So hopefully we'll get to see exactly where that's going and what happened. There's a lot of stories that we want to update over the last year or two that, You know, do you remember that truck driver last year? Was it about a year ago? He was in West Virginia. He was a Florida trucker. And he got into an argument with the guy. And the guy came back to try to get in his truck. And he shot him and killed him. And they arrested him. And he's going to trial. I just don't know what happened. I want to find out the results. So, you know what we have to do? We have to kind of go back and start updating some of these stories because you never know. Where does it end? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, you ready to move on?
I am. I wanted to talk about something.
Well, just one second. I want to mention the truck show.
I just said, do you want to move on? I said yes.
I know, but before you can talk about whatever you want. I just want to mention the truck show before I forget.
No, mention it.
Go ahead. So the new Florida truck show is happening February 4th and 5th, Ruth Ann?
Yes.
So Saturday and Sunday. Ruth Ann and I are going to be there. What is our booth number?
I think it's 450.
I don't know. It's in the fours. Find us. But anyways, we're going to be there. I see CDL Life is going to be there. Kenworth is going to be there. A smorgasbord of trucking companies, obviously parts companies, technology companies. I wonder if wouldn't it be cool if Tesla was there? But it's going to be a
Not after I read the next story.
you don't think they're coming?
Sorry.
So, anyways, your mic.
Well, I don't want to blast my laugh in the mic.
Oh, okay. So
it's respectful.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ruth Ann's a really respectful person. But anyways, if you're in Florida or you need a good excuse to check out the new Florida truck show, it's going to be in where, Ruth Ann?
It's in Miami. It's in Broward County.
I thought it was in Fort Lauderdale.
Broward County.
Fort Lauderdale. It's in Fort Lauderdale. Don't go to Miami. You just don't go to Miami. You go to Fort Lauderdale. The new truck show is going to be there. Anyways, moving on. Ruth Ann, the show is yours.
We will definitely be at booth number 435.
So you were just off by 15 booths. So if you go to 450 and you're looking for us, just ask for us.
Just walk down to the next one. So 435, February 4th through 5th at the Broward County Convention Center.
Awesome. So moving on. Ruth Ann, what do you got?
Well, speaking of Tesla,
were you picking on Tesla today?
Is it?
Try to get Musk.
Pick on Tesla Day.
See if you can get Musk on the show. I would love to get him on.
See, I don't know if I'd want to talk to him.
I would. Even if he phones in. Elon, how's Twitter? Kind of pump him up a little bit. Hey, we're really liking you on Twitter. And then hit him with the Pepsi stuff in the Tesla truck.
Well, speaking of Pepsi, so evidently in California is where they're doing all those new Pepsi runs, the trucks that are out there. Mm-hmm. And they've spotted, a truck being pulled. They've only had them out now for a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And they spotted a PepsiCo truck being towed.
You mean a Tesla PepsiCo?
Yes. Okay. A Tesla PepsiCo truck being towed. And then they're like, well, you got to give it at least a chance, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, okay, that's fine. Lo and behold, another PepsiCo Tesla truck.
So they're breaking down like,
yes.
It almost goes to that rumor of everything that was made during COVID. It sucks. You know what I mean? It seems like I was going to buy a Toyota and I checked the ratings. The ratings on the Toyota pickup trucks are like half of what they used to be. It was like 3.5 stars or some crap. I don't know. Just weird stuff. So these Tesla trucks were probably built during COVID, but I don't know that it would be that. Talk to me.
I just think that, you're hauling freight in an electric vehicle. Do y'all ever go, those little battery operated anything like cars or drills? How about we go with the battery operated drill? You're using it. It's slowly dying.
My Ryobi works really awesome.
That's a different thing. That's a new kind of battery.
Yes, the lithium.
But what I'm saying is those older ones are when you're putting different weight, like if you have the Barbie Jeeps. Our kids had the Barbie Jeep. Well, when you have like one kid on the Barbie Jeep, it goes around pretty good. Add 4 and it dies faster.
Well,
just saying.
The Barbie Jeep and the Bigfoot, remember them? Everybody remembers the Bigfoot and the Barbie Jeeps.
Mm-hmm.
They lasted like 30 feet, and then you had to charge them up again.
Yeah. And if you have more kids on it, the more weight, it dies faster.
So you're comparing the Barbie Jeep to a Tesla?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay.
So, but here's going on off of that a little bit, but just, I just wanted to put a little jab there at the PepsiCo. I'm a Coke person, but, just throwing a little jab at the PepsiCo truck. That's
everybody down there, Pepsi and Tesla.
But here's a question. It's one of those things that make you go, We all know the famous person that used to say that.
What's the question?
So if you have all these vehicles that are driven with electric, and you already have a parking issue with everything, and we all know that when your cell phone is dying and you're trying to find an outlet to plug it in, you have a hard time when you have about 4 other people using those outlets. What's going to happen with its tractors? If it's a tractor and you have everybody driving electric tractors, what's going to happen when you go to park?
I mean, to be honest with you, truckers and everybody's asking all these same questions. And the only, what my answer is? We'll just see what happens. I mean, I'm just saying, just, what do you mean, nah?
Well, here's the thing. When you have, do you know, when you have everything turned on in your house at one time?
Yeah.
You know how the power is on that?
Did you ever see that movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
I did.
When he put all the lights on, they plugged in and they showed the meter going.
Yeah, that's going to be the next Loves when everybody's plugged into
That'll
it.
be Loves, yeah.
But so I don't understand. So when they're going to be charging outrageous fees now, we already have to pay for parking. These poor truckers that are dead tired driving your freight around have to pay to park and get a good night's sleep.
What do you think a fill up is? Right now it's like $1 billion to fill your truck in fuel. What's
a charge
cost you? I think what they call a supercharge, right? When you have a Tesla, I think the average charge is almost like gas, but a little less. I think somebody was telling me like it's probably about the same, $30 to $50, depending on how much you need, obviously. I wonder what the heck, to walk into a truck stop and put your Tesla on charge, is it going to cost you like $1,000 to fill it? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Crazy.
And here's the thing. What I really, yes, I understand the difference between fuel, regular gasoline fuel and so forth, electricity. But don't they understand that still to build electricity is just as much problems as refining the fuel?
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen,
we haven't came up. I mean, yes, we have dams. That's what Hoover Dam is. It's a great fueling station. It's what it does. That's what its purpose is. But we don't have enough. I mean, do you ever see or hear of the situations where a whole city blocks will go out of power because of certain situations?
I have, yes.
What's going to happen when trucks start plugging in? If you have to have, there's millions of tractors out on the road. What's going to? I just don't get it. I'm baffled.
It's going to be a long time till they get that many switched over. I would imagine before they even get close to that, they'll have to fix the problem of charging stations being able to handle the power, because you got to remember, this is all on a test phase right now. So as these trucks are added and truck stops and places are adding their charging stations, it's all a matter of trial and error right now. I'm sure they're going to have to figure out how to get it worked out, or there's no way they're going to be able to take on that many. So
that's true.
They're investing billions of dollars in this. So, when the rich man invests billions of dollars, I would assure you, that they've got it worked out. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories about how it's never going to hold enough electricity and blah, 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 blah. And look, I'm not saying I'm on their side. I'm just saying that, you got to remember one thing. When the fat rich guy is spending his money to invest.
When he's singing or dancing.
Yeah, They know more than we do. I promise you. They're not just dumping their billions of dollars into, you know what I mean? Now, yeah, every now and then some dumbass with a lot of money invests and loses, but this is a global thing. There's many people on the bandwagon with this, so I would imagine it's going to get worked out. So anyways, you want to move on?
We're moving on.
Moving on.
So my word of the day, guess where it's from?
What, are you saying you're done?
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, what a pod. Where are we at? Okay, yeah. All right. I didn't realize.
It's because you talked the whole first 25 minutes of the show.
Well, I got this fever. No, I do. You know, I'm up a degree. And you know, I literally, I hate when I get a fever. I literally am pissed off at the fever. I am, because it entered my body, and I loathe fevers. I do.
Stay away.
It makes me sick to even think about a fever, and here I am, tired, ornery, cranky. Not my normal, real peppy, smiling self.
You started out saying you're a peppy.
I am peppy, but
he just lied. Did you hear? He says he's not himself.
Listen,
he said he is.
Listen,
he's a contradiction.
I was peppier in the beginning, but my pep has come down a little since the show started. And then you depressed me with the Tesla story. I'm kidding.
So I have...
What's your word of the day by Word Genius?
It's not Word Genius. I'm going to tell you.
What?
Someone new sent me something.
Who?
It's called worddaily.com.
Wow. So check out worddaily.com, guys.
Worddaily.com. It's someone new. Just, I guess they said, you know, Ruth Ann's so awesome. I'm just going to send her a word here.
Yeah, cool. So what did Word Daily, what's their word of the day?
Okay. I'm going to move my mic so you can hear it.
Odios.
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 Adios, amigos.
Otiose.
Oh.
Odios.
All right. Everybody that speaks Spanish is going.
Odios.
Everybody that speaks Spanish is saying, Troy, did you just say odios is really adios? I can't believe you, Troy.
That's why he doesn't speak Spanish.
I don't speak it. I mean, I know one or two Spanish words. I do. But go ahead. What does odios mean?
Serving no practical purpose or result. Idle.
Oh, odios. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ruth Ann, I think I'm going to go to bed.
Night-night.
All right, we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord.